Hi folks, Lou Pulsfer here to talk about RPGs and in particular why RPGs don't work so well at higher levels or levels of greater power for several reasons. One of these reasons is the who shoots first problem. I've recently learned that analysis of tank battles in World War II shows that whoever shot first tended to win the tank battle. Now you can see why that might be likely because the defenders can conceal themselves, and if the attackers just walk in, they're likely to get in a crossfire, and that's not going to work very well. On the other hand, if the attackers detect the defenders, or even just suspect they're there and call in airstrikes and artillery barrages if they have that capability, then likely that's going to reveal the defenders and also damage or destroy some of them. But this is also a too much offense problem, and that is what really applies in RPGs. In other words, as the characters get stronger and stronger, they have such great offense in the form of things like artillery, or otherwise known as fireballs and lightning bolts, or other kinds of spells, and occasionally non-spell offense, that they can devastate the other side before the other side gets a chance to do anything. Now that can be true even if there are no surprise rules, and the surprise rules I thought in D&D were kind of ridiculous because the surprise gave too much time for the offense to do things. Now you could greatly strengthen the defense as characters reach higher levels, but that can get ridiculous, and also you end up with possibly very long battles. Now, one commenter somewhere or other also said that the super powerful characters that you get in double figure levels don't fit the standard fantasy or science fiction stories where the hero, at least at first, is a relatively normal, relatively unpowerful character. In other words, people can't identify with those very, very strong characters. Although you can counter-argument that by saying people can identify with Thor and the Hulk and so on in the superheroes, and it doesn't seem to be a problem. But superhero stories are different, quite different from fantasy and science fiction stories. So is there any solution? Pretty much, you stop playing when the characters get too powerful and start with a new lot of characters, and only use those super powerful characters perhaps when there's a really extraordinary situation. But that's not so much a solution as a palliative. But it's the nature of the game. And I would say, in fact, that if you have any kind of game, not just a role-playing game, where you have a strong progression of capability for some reason, then it's going to get to the point where the game is more or less broken. Now, of course, different people have different definitions of broken. People who are just playing a game for the story and they're not actually worried about losing may not think broken at a time when the people who are playing the game because they're playing a game that they could win or lose will think it's broken. But that's a topic I've covered in a lot of other things. Thanks for listening.